Welcome back to Star Trek Frontiers. I don't have a lot of time today, so I'm just going to be doing one turn. We're playing, of course, with Lursa and B'Etor in the Bird of Prey, and we are getting close to having explored this entire sector of space. We only have 3 red tiles left, which means one of the 3 has what we're looking for. So there's a 33% chance that the next tile we flip over will be the end of the game. So with that in mind, let's go over to the data core area. I guess we can quickly look at Lursa and B'Etor's cards that they have. They have Engage, Power to the Shields, Insight, Lursa and B'Etor, Isolytic Burst, which was an advanced action card, and the Inventiveness card, advanced action. So we got lots of powerful cards. I think what we want to do is go over to this class L or K. I think it's class K. I can't remember planet. And I think we're going to go on an away mission, which we haven't done yet in this playthrough. So let's go to the data core and figure out what it is we are going to do. Of course, we need to get at least 2 movement to get adjacent to that planet. And of course, the first thing we do on the turn is we process the dummy player. And we're going to draw 3 cards. Now, the dummy player only has 3 cards left, so first, second, third card. Doesn't really matter what color it is. We do have 1 red crystal, but we have no more cards to draw for the dummy player. So the next time the dummy player goes, they're going to be declaring end of round, which in a nutshell means that Lursa B'Etor are going to get this turn and 1 more turn to play before the end of the round. So let's get set up to play Lursa and B'Etor's turn, and we'll see what they're going to do. Alright, this is going to be pretty quick. Because we need 2 movement, we really don't have any move cards except the 1 engage card. Everything else is, we'd have to turn sideways. We don't really want to burn our really good cards. So we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to play engage, which is move 2. It could be used for long-range attack if we power it with red, but I just want to use it to move 2. So we're going to play that card. Of course, we have all these cards in our hand. We want to get adjacent to that planet. We want to go on an away mission. So let's go over to the map and move the Bird of Prey. All right, so we've generated 2 movement. We're moving from here onto this spaceport, or not a spaceport, a shipyard. And now we are adjacent to a Class L planet. So I'm going to zoom out. We're going to look at the Class L planet card and see what it's all about. All right, so I backed the camera off so we can take a look at the Class L planet that we are going to send an away team down. It says, while undefeated, if your ship is adjacent, which it is, you can beam down an away team as your action, which we're going to do here in a second. If you do, draw a Class L planet token to encounter. If you're defeated by the token, leave it face up in the space. Next time a ship chooses to beam down an away team, they will encounter the same token. Now, when we're going there and encountering, or going with an away team, we're going to be taking our little away team tokens here, and we're going to be putting them on crew members that are going to go down. We're going to send everybody down. We're going to send our Federation officer, and we're going to send Riker down. We are also going to send our captain down, which is Lursa and B'Etor. What that means, when you send your captain down, you are able to use these tokens if your captain goes on the away mission. You're also able to use your captain card if you go on an away mission. If the captain doesn't go on the away mission, you can't use your captain card. You can't use these tokens. So just so you know. And you can go on an away mission without sending any crew members at all, which can be pretty risky. So we will be doing that. We're going to be sending down Riker, the generic Federation officer, and Lursa B'Etor. We're all going down. So we are now going to flip over a Class L planet token, which will be one of these, and we're going to encounter it. And basically what we have to do for encounters in away missions is we're going to be doing diplomacy first to try and okay, so this is looking a little tough, doing 6 damage if we don't overcome the diplomacy, which is 8. So we're going to have to generate 8 diplomacy to overcome this. And if we don't overcome the diplomacy, then they're going to attack us, doing 6 damage, or 6 points of damage, that we have to deflect or eat up with our crew and captains. And then if we survive the damage, we would have to do 4 damage back to them to take them out. and is worth 5 fame if we do. So let's see if we can generate 8 diplomacy, which I think we are able to do. And I'm going to have to readjust the camera because we're going to be looking at our cards, and we're going to be looking at Riker and our Federation officer to see if we can generate 8 diplomacy to overcome this culture here on the planet. Alright, so taking a look at Riker, we are going to use Riker because he has a diplomacy of 4, so that's going to give us diplomacy 4. And our generic Federation officer also has an option here, diplomacy 2. That gets us to diplomacy 6. Alright, and we can use cards from our hand. We can also use our special tokens here, but I don't think we're going to need that. We just need 2 more diplomacy. So we're going to play this card sideways for 1 more diplomacy, and I guess we're going to play insight sideways as well. That leaves us 3 cards in our hand. So we basically have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 diplomacy. We have just succeeded in diplomacy with this away mission. Alright, so we're going to get 5 fame. We're not going to have them fighting back, and we don't have to take them out using military force. We have used diplomacy to stem their fears of us. So I guess Riker must have done his what he usually does. Okay, so we're going to get 5 fame, so we're going to put that token over here on our reputation fame track. And that was our action. That's basically the end of our turn. So back from the away mission, nobody got damaged. That was excellent. Now we did have to use Riker and the Federation officers, so they're no longer available for the rest of this round. But our round is almost over anyway. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to back out the camera again. We're going to look at our reward, other than just getting the fame, for succeeding at that away mission. Alright, so I back the camera off, of course, so that I'm able to do this and it will focus. So as a reward, it says, if you overcome the planet token, which we did, mark the space with your faction token and gain 2 random data crystals as your reward. Data crystals. Alright, so we're going to put our faction token on that class L planet. And how do we get our random data crystals? Roll a data die 2 times to determine the crystal's colors. If white or purple is rolled, you choose the color red, blue, or gold. If black is rolled, you gain an experience +1 instead of a data crystal. Alright, so that's how it works. So we're going to just go ahead, we're going to take 2 of the dice. I didn't take them from the core, I just took them extra ones from the game. We're going to roll them, we're going to see what we can get. We get a black and a red. So reiterating once again, so if we get a red, we're going to get a red data crystal to our inventory. So now we have a red and a blue, and the black you gain +1 experience instead of a data crystal. Alright, so I'm going to have to remember that. I'm so good at remembering things. Alright, and that, we're going to then go back to the data core area, and that is pretty much going to be the end of Lursa and B'Etor's turn and the end of this episode. I apologize, it's really short today because, like I said, I just don't have time. So this is going to be their hand. Alright, so let's process the end of the turn. Of course, these 2 will just go back to where I got them from. So we now have that planet, which of course we can't quite see up there, with our token on it. So it's our planet now. Through diplomacy. Alright, have I screwed anything up? I don't think so. This token we haven't used this round. We'll probably use it on the next turn because otherwise we're just going to lose it for this round. Alright, so let's go back to data core, process end of turn, and see where Alright, so for the end of the turn, we're going to take all the cards that we've played. So these 2 were used for diplomacy sideways. We used the move. We're going to discard those cards. And now let's go up here and zoom in a bit. We're going to process our fame. Alright, so taking a look here, we get 5 for successfully succeeding at diplomacy with a culture, and so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's not forget we get +1 because we rolled black on the data die, so it's going to take us here. So we're 1, 2 away from leveling up again, which would be pretty awesome. I don't know, we should be able to level up once more, I think, in this playthrough, but it's hard to say. All right, so that was that, and now it is time for us to get our cards for our next turn. All right, so Lursa and B'Etor had 3 cards left in their hand. And of course, we have Planning. At the end of each turn, if you have at least 2 non-damaged cards in your hand, you draw up as if your hand limit was 1 higher. Our hand limit right now is 5. So instead of having 5 cards at the end of our turn for drawing up, we're going to have 6. We only have 3 cards left in our draw deck. We're only going to get 1 turn anyway, so we're going to have all of our cards, which is pretty good stuff. So the 3 cards we get are Repair Hull. Okay, don't need, or Draw card. Again, not going to do us much good. Attack or Shields 2, not going to do us much good. Diplomacy 2, a Diplomacy 4. Alright, so these are going to be the cards that we're going to have for our next turn. And it's going to be the last turn of the round because when we come back in our next episode, the dummy player has no cards left. They are going to declare end of round, which means we're going to get 1 last turn. So I apologize for the shortness of this episode. We did do an away team, an away mission, so kind of showed you how that worked, I hope, without screwing things up too much. And we are now only 2 fame away from leveling up again. So thanks so much for watching along Star Trek Frontiers. We're doing the first reconnaissance mission, which is the introductory one, where you try to learn the rules of the game as you play through it, to help you in later missions, and there are a lot of them in the base game. And of course there's the expansion Wrath of Khan, which also adds a ton more, and a bunch more cards and much more things. So like I said, thanks so much for your watching along. Thanks for your comments, your subscriptions and likes. Really appreciate it. Join me next time for the continuation, possibly the conclusion, I don't know. We only have 3 red tiles left to explore of Star Trek Frontiers with Lursa and B'Etor. So thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.